those things in detail, so that even as we politic, because we have a right also to politic, but let us also use this house to inform Kenyans the truth of what we are doing. And that is why I was at pain when I see a member shouting at another just because you don't agree with what they are saying, and you don't dwell on the actual business of what the people of Kenya pay you to do. Because this is what we are paid to do. Honorable Speaker, I've heard some tell others, oh, you have not provided for this and that road. This is a second supplementary budget with, today is the 18th or 17th, I don't know. Today is the 18th. The end of the financial year is in another 12 days. So you must be certain, if you are putting money in development, it is money that you get exchequer releases. And if you are aware, probably they have started strangling the system now to slow down on exchequer releases from the National Treasury. Therefore, those of you who want to belittle, because I had a member belittling the member for Nandi Hills, I am aware and I know the people of Nandi Hills have roads, and I'm sure the member for Nandi Hills can name those roads. They have roads provided for in the budget because this member for Nandi Hills is a very diligent member of parliament who takes time to follow on development projects in his constituency. And I would dare the member for Kajiado North, who was fighting the member for Nandi Hills, tell the people of Kajiado North a single road that you have followed up to provide for the people of Kajiado North.
Honorable Majority Leader, you understand the rules very well. You cannot discuss a fellow member conduct both inside and outside the House without a substantive motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand guided, and as always, I cannot argue with the chair, because you know the only person with powers to throw me out of the House is you. And I abide by what you are saying, Honorable Speaker, because I want us to allow each other to debate. So that, Honorable Speaker, when the member for Kajiado North spites the member for Nandi Hills, the member for Nandi Hills gets an opportunity to defend it. But because he's a member, he's my member, and I know line by line what is in the budget. I know Nandi Hills has adequate roads because of the diligence and follow-up by the member for Nandi Hills. But I know the people of Kajiado North are still crying, and crying very hard. The people of Kajiado North are my immediate neighbors. I have roads that I am pushing on behalf of the people of Kajiado North. And some I have made sure those roads are in the budget because I follow on their behalf.
A member is on a point of order, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, but I wish to ask you, is a majority leader in order to keep referring to members of parliament, even to keep referring to people outside this parliament? Every time you have a debate, he has to delay debates by naming individuals who are not in this parliament and other members of parliament, trying to degrade people with his remarks.
Honorable member.
Trying to demean people.
Order, honorable member. I've heard you. Honorable member, I am very keenly listening to him. The moment he crosses the boundary and discusses the conduct of the MP for Narok North, even to say that he's not doing good enough for his people to get roads, I'll order him out of order. Order. We are in a session. Order. Muriyu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Since my time is about to get over, I have no business replying to the member for Starehe. I mentioned Kajiado North because they are my immediate neighbors, and they are roads that I am working very hard for them, for the people of Kajiado North to get access to roads, because the people of Kajiado North deserve development like any other part of Kenya. And I have worked very hard, and I will make sure the roads that were connecting the Gong bypass, that I made sure was in this budget, because almost...
Give him an additional 3 minutes.
Honorable Speaker, I was saying, because...
Conclude.
As I conclude, Honorable Speaker, I was saying, the Gong bypass road, for instance, and the roads, the Matasia loops, because almost 40% of the people who live in Kajiado North migrated from my village in Kekambura. They call me every day. And I, as a national leader, I have to support them. And I have supported them, and I've made sure in the next budget, the next financial year's budget, the Gong bypass road will be done, and it is there. Just like the member, I hope the member for Nandi Hills will get an opportunity to tell the people of Nandi Hills the kind of work he has put in, because I've been to Nandi Hills. I know the roads he has seen in the office to help him with. But,
Honorable Speaker, I think is the majority leader in order to make such reckless statements that I ensured the money was in the budget, that I will make sure that thing is in the budget next year. I mean, we have a budget framework. We have a process of making budgets in this country. Are you revealing to the country that those processes don't matter? It is what your whims are when you want to attend to your relatives that matters. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, that was unnecessary interjection that I have no time for. Because we all know, and we live in this country, we know how we do the budgets. You know, nothing will land on your table, nothing will land on the table if you are not a diligent member of parliament to be able to follow it up. You must make sure that you interact with the budget committee. You must make sure you interact with the state departments. That is why I am saying, Honorable Speaker, for us to be debating development expenditure 2 weeks to the end of the financial year, we only want to throw points at the member for Nandi Hills, who is I must repeat, is a very diligent member. Very diligent. More diligent by another one who is very fond of pointing fingers at him. Whereas I am very busy working for the people of Kenya. And I will continue to ensure even the people of Suba South get roads, they get access to electricity, because they are Kenyans and they deserve. And the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury, as much as it hurts one of us, he is an expert par excellence, given to us by ODM. And the expert from Suba South, the Honorable John Buddy, as much as it is painful to one of us here, is doing a great job in ensuring that development is there across the country and there is inclusivity. Finally, Honorable Speaker, on State House budget. On State House budget, because that's the other thing I've had people try to make.
Order. Give him half a minute and conclude.
Half a minute to conclude and say this, Honorable Speaker. State House is not State House Nairobi alone. We are all aware we have done a number of state lodges across the country, including the people for Wajir in the northern Kenya. People who felt excluded from Kenya. That people are saying, even Homa Bay, there is a state lodge. Therefore, recurrent expenditure in State House cannot be what it was last year. We just hosted the Africa France Summit, Honorable Speaker. You know that cost money in recurrent expenditure, the President hosting all those people, and we have to provide for those expenses. The same for the office of the Deputy President. So therefore, even as we seek to follow those who are posting on social media, because I've seen one former member of Parliament for Madeira posting on social media, we must make
wish to be informed
clear.
by Honorable Kaluma.
Honorable Kaluma is very intelligent to inform me. He should inform me.
The majority leader, that unlike our former presidents, now you go to State House and you don't take Fanta and biscuits. You are welcomed as a Kenyan, and we have a president who has opened State House to everybody, not just some top people. Anybody can go to State House and sit with their leader, and so we have to budget for it.
Honorable Majority Leader,
Honorable Speaker, I was concluding. Let me thank Honorable Kaluma for that information, and to also tell the House and this country that unlike some of our former presidents who spent a lot of time in State House, our president is very mobile, and therefore that mobility, that making every Kenyan feel part and parcel of our country in creating inclusivity and togetherness and the unity of our nation, building that unity, the president travels across the country. This is a president who this morning left France, Paris, landed in Mombasa. He is now presiding over the Ocean Conference with hundreds of thousands of delegates from around the world to grow our blue economy that is transforming not just the coast region, the Nyanza region, Lake Turkana and other blue economy areas. Therefore, we cannot compare President William Ruto, who is a teetotaler, with, State House has also been used. There used to be a bar there. It has since been closed. This money is not going to bars. Before that, there are very many active bars in State House. They are all closed. They are now building a church in State House. And that church is being built by money from the president himself. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Otende Amolo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this supplementary appropriation number 2 bill of 2026. But with a caution, Mr. Speaker, and this is from the perspective of the Public Accounts Committee. I see my colleagues, Honorable Nabi is here, Dr. Undo is here, Honorable Koechi is there, Honorable Namwari is there. Two things, Mr. Speaker. First is the question of actual expenditure. Mr. Speaker, I note that we have 12 days to the end of the financial year. I am hoping that as Honorable Atandi asks us to support this bill, and we do, that the committee will appropriately caution all these agencies that they had better be sure they'll spend this money before the end of the financial year. Because part of what we deal with routinely is coming to the end of the financial year, and you find agencies that have not spent even up to 40% of what they were allocated. And my caution, therefore, Mr. Speaker, is that if any of these agencies should end up with having an audit query for not having spent, then the Budget and Appropriations Committee should appropriately penalize them by reducing their budget in the next cycle. My second caution, Mr. Speaker, is on confidential expenditure. Mr. Speaker, I note that half of this supplementary budget, that's about 6 billion, goes to 3 agencies that usually have confidential expenditure. That is State House, 1 billion, Internal Security, 1.5 billion, and National Intelligence, 3.5 billion, about 50%. Mr. Speaker, part of what we have routinely faced are some of these agencies taking virtually every other expenditure and putting it under confidential expenditure. And the reason is they say Treasury has not updated or revised the regulations to indicate what is confidential expenditure and what is not confidential expenditure. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge the Finance and National Planning Committee, in conjunction with the Budget Committee.
Order, Honorable Lieutenant. Some Honorable Kaluma is on a point of order.
Honorable Speaker, I never interrupt on Guamolo, but there is constant mention of confidential vote through the presentations, and it is a very sensitive issue. If I remember, the idea of confidential votes was abolished last year. Could Honorable Amolo mention to us this confidential vote that is referring to and which the members are referring to, so that we can make a decision with knowledge around it? Because so far as I'm aware, there is no confidential vote here.
Mr. Speaker, if that was a point of order, then I do not know under which standing order it arises, because that is a contribution. No, Mr. Speaker, I want to tell you. I want to tell you.
Order.
I want to respond, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Honorable Otende Amolo, you are a senior member here. Standing order number 91 says that a member shall be responsible for the accuracy of any facts which the member alleges to be true and may be required to substantiate any such facts instantly. So what he should have asked for is for you to substantiate what are these confidential votes.
Mr. Speaker, this is as a matter of law, not as a matter of fact, and I will explain. I started by mentioning some of my colleagues with whom we serve in the Public Accounts Committee, and they're here. Mr. Speaker, the 3 agencies have indicated, whenever we ask for their audit queries, including yesterday, they indicate that these fall under the confidential vote, which cannot be responded to because Treasury has not developed guidelines. The only point I wanted to make is this, and it's a very simple point. We do not need to disagree on this. That the Finance and Planning Committee, in conjunction with the Budget Committee, should urge Treasury to now develop these guidelines to separate what is confidential from what is not confidential. Because to the best of my knowledge, And to the best of our committee knowledge, no such distinction has been abolished.
Honorable Tongoy is on a point of order.
That's what I want to. Honorable Speaker, I want to be very factual, and I respect our senior counsel there. If you'll be keen to look into those specifications, there is nothing like confidential. It is either in the Ministry of Interior, it is indicated security operation, which is totally opposite and different from security operation, confidential. In the State House as well, yes, in the State House as well, it is just other operating expenses. It's nothing like confidential. So let's not mislead the House, let's not misinform the country. Those are not confidential, and should be clear as that.
There is no confidential part.
You can only rise on a point of order if there's an active member on the floor. So wait until Honorable Otiende Amolo resumes his debate, and then you can rise on a point of order. Proceed, Honorable Otiende Amolo.
Mr. Speaker, I accept to be informed by Honorable Dr.
Point
Undo.
of information?
Yes.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, we are responsible members of Parliament. We are leaders in this country, and we swore to uphold the Constitution of Kenya. Those of us who sit in Public Accounts Committee, and I have sat there since 2020, Honorable Speaker, every year there are several agencies that have a confidential vote that is never subject to being unpacked. And that's what Honorable Otiende Amolo is alluding for. I sit in the Public Accounts Committee. I can even bring you the public accounts, the report of the Director General that was even discussed as late as yesterday to this House for purpose of substantiating the issue that there's a confidential vote in our books of accounts. Yeah.
Honorable, let him rise first. Proceed, Honorable Otiende Amolo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my point is a very simple one, and I do not know why
Majority Leader, you are on a
it
point of
attracts
order.
controversy.
What's your point of order, Honorable Majority Leader?
Honorable Speaker, listening to what Honorable Undo, I don't know if there is a member of the Public Accounts Committee, but I know the senior counsel is a member or was a member of the Public Accounts Committee, if not the chair some time back. But Honorable Speaker, I think we need to make it clear what the Honorable Ngogoi said, what Honorable Kaluma has said. Before 2024, there used to be a confidential vote. After 2024, that confidential vote was abolished, and we must not confuse what is classified expenditure, like you had rightly guided. There's what is usually classified expenditure, military, NIS, part of what Honorable Ngogoi is speaking about, security operations, which you will not discuss in an open forum. But confidential, Honorable Speaker, I would want the Honorable Undo, because he alleges that it is something they are discussing in the Public Accounts Committee. You can debate something in a committee, but until and unless it is in a formal report before this House, we cannot be discussing it, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, I would want to advise that if there is anything that they want to address in the Public Accounts Committee, they put it in their report, it comes before the House. If there are issues the Auditor General has raised, and senior counsel knows that, they will bring the report here and they will debate it. But let us not use this forum again to send the wrong message out there to people, as I can see attempts to.
Let him rise.
Mr. Speaker, if I may just wind up my contribution. Mr. Speaker, whether you want to call it classified, whether you want to call it confidential, whether you want to call it other vote, my point is a very simple one. That the agencies constantly come and say we cannot respond to this because they still use the word confidential. They may use the word classified. But the point is, Treasury has not distinguished, has not generated the regulations to indicate these ones can be classified or these ones cannot. And therefore, most of these agencies come and say we cannot respond to almost everything because it falls in that category. All I'm saying is that it behoves us as a House to work with Treasury to create that distinction. Lastly, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Otiende Amolo. I will repeat that again. And I've had the opportunity in the 10th Parliament, in the 7th Parliament. You see, there is intelligence gathering, there's counterintelligence, there's terrorism, there's counterterrorism. You expect those institutions are going to tell you we use these things to go and get espionage, counter-espionage. Those things are not for public, what do you call? There is the military order, military hardware and ordinances. There is the officers who are there. Nobody knows the number of our officers in the armed forces. It's supposed to be a classified information order. Classified information. Honorable members, let us not confuse statecraft. Order. Order. Mbui. I think without proper arrangements being done by security cleared committee, this parliament, open parliament, cannot discuss our security institutions in any way. Not the military. Nobody is supposed to know how many helicopters we have, how many planes we have, how many of these things. And these are information, the expenditure is for ordinances. So I want you to know that when you get to that, please, it's a no-go area. But anybody else, order, any other area, yes, but not the security machinery, not the intelligence, not the armed forces of this country. On who? On me. You see, that's why I tell you you're a first timer. You rise on a point of order when a member is contributing and is not. Order. I am not debating. I am guiding the House. No, I'm guiding the House. Proceed. Proceed, Amolo. We don't want this basic activism to go into national security. National security is not an easy thing to mess around with. Proceed.
Can I have the mic?
Give the mic to Honorable Otende Amolo.
What?
Use the next one, Otende Amolo.
Which one? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, it is funny that the very point you make is all I'm making, yes, and yet you make it by way of correcting me.
No.
The point I'm making is simple.
No, I'm informing the House, not correcting you. Yes.
That the fact that there are certain things that cannot be disclosed to the public,
yes,
should not be an excuse to cover even those which should be audited. And what should happen is that Treasury should develop very clear guidelines to say these ones cannot be the subject of public debate.
okay,
But these ones ought to be the subject of public debate. You cannot take, say, the entire amount allocated to one agency because it's a security agency and say it cannot be audited. That's all I'm saying. And you're actually agreeing with me, Mr. Speaker, and we spent so much time on this for no reason. I want to close, as I say, the following. Two matters, Mr. Speaker. One, I agree with the majority leader.
What's your point of order, Honorable Kaluma? What's your point of order, Honorable Kaluma? Order, Honorable Senate. When somebody stands on a point of order, I will give you. Yeah, but when he's contributing, stand on a point of order. Okay, I'll get to them. You'll have it. What is out of order, Honorable Kaluma? Can you give the mic to Honorable Kaluma? Go to any nearer one, that's centuries. Come to the front. Can you give the mic to Honorable Kaluma, for God's sake?
I don't know.
Kaluma, there's a mic here.
They have a point of order, so I'm waiting.
Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Otiende Amolo raises the good point that if there are confidential votes, then we should have a regulation around them. And we don't contest that point. The point of order I raised, Honorable Speaker, is that we are debating Supplementary Appropriations number 2 bill of 2026.
Mine is not working.
And in that supplementary appropriation bill we are dealing with, there is no provision for confidential vote. And my worry is that in as much as Honorable Amolo's explanation is good, if we let it go that way, the presumption by people watching us outside there will be that there are confidential provisions here which are not there. So could we agree that for purposes of relevance, there is no confidential vote provision here?
Clearly, what Honorable Amolo is saying, whether it's classified or not classified, or it's confidential or classified, we need to have certain guidelines from the Treasury, which is perfectly in order. Proceed. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for that intervention. Mr. Speaker, I'm coming to my last point.
Wamboka is also on a point of order. What's your point of order? Wamboka.
Mr. Speaker, I wonder why are people panicking? Honorable Otiende Amolo is saying, as late as yesterday,
Order. That's why I keep wondering why you people don't read your own standing orders and understand the basic rules of debate in the House. You rise on a point of order. You rise on a point of order. Did he accept your information? So wait until he accepts your information. It's not for me to grant that. Proceed, Honorable Amorati.
Mr. Speaker, you realize I had barely taken 2 minutes.
I'll give you an additional 1 minute. So do you wish to be informed by Wamboka?
Yes. So,
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, as I come to my third point on a general point, first I agree with the Honorable Majority Leader that we need decorum in this House. Yes. That we can disagree, but reasonably. But that includes not raising unnecessary points of order.
Yes.
By way of contribution, which you can wait and make during your own time. That also includes, unfortunately, Majority Leader, not decampaigning your own colleagues by saying what they've not done for their constituencies. Mr. Speaker, may I also say, and I sympathize with you, because in this House we have two sides of the aisle. But these aisles are very difficult because you have the minority on the majority side. Then you have the minority on the minority side. And so people keep crisscrossing and you really can't quite tell. But still, I think on the ultimate, Mr. Speaker, it is the balance that will achieve the decorum in this House. As I finish, and I agree again with the majority leader.
Give him give him 20 seconds.
I agree that the Raila Amolo Odinga Stadium is an icon. But for the avoidance of doubt, Raila Amolo Odinga name cannot have another name beside it. It is not Talanta Raila Amolo Odinga. It is Raila Amolo Odinga Stadium. Thank you.
Honorable members, order. The opportunity now belongs to the newly elected member of parliament for Emurua Dikir. The rules are very clear. He is not to be interrupted at all. Yes. He's making his maiden speech.
Yes.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you for granting me this opportunity to make my maiden speech in this honorable House. I rise today with profound humility and deep gratitude as the duly elected member of parliament for Emurua Dikir constituency following the by-election held on 14th May 2026 under the United Democratic Alliance Party. First and foremost, I thank the Almighty God for His grace. I also thank the people of Emurua Dikir for the confidence and trust they bestowed upon me.
Proceed.
Yeah. As some might be aware, this was my fourth attempt seeking the mandate to serve my people. And standing here today is a testimony that determination, patience, and faith can indeed reward. I remain deeply humbled by the overwhelming support from all corners of our constituency, from Mogondo to Alalmasani, Ilkerin to Kapsasian, and every village in between. I equally thank the UDA party leadership, our party leader, His Excellency President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, my family, friends, campaign team, council of elders, religious leaders, and every supporter who stood with me in votes, prayer, and encouragement during this historic journey. And even to those who did not vote for me, I'll be a leader to all. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I stand here today, I do so in shadow of immense sorrow following the tragic loss of our beloved leader, the late Honorable Johanna Ngeno, who lost his life in the unfortunate helicopter crash on 28 February 2026.
Honorable member, I am made to understand that you did have an opportunity yesterday to address the House, although you're doing it on the issue of the late Conchela. But that was your maiden moment. Nonetheless, the chair will give you an opportunity, but you must intersperse it with contribution on the order paper today. Proceed.
Okay. Well guided. We lost a fearless leader, a patriot, and a servant of the people who dedicated his life to fighting for the dignity and progress of our constituency. May his soul continue resting in peace. Mr. Speaker, sir, I do not come here to replace Honorable Johanna Ngeno, for no one can replace him. Rather, I come to continue the journey we began together as comrades in the year 2007, when the quest to carve out a Murwa Digir from Kilgoris constituency began. By 2013, we had already succeeded to have our own constituency as a people. And so I honor this legacy through service, humility, and commitment to the people he loved dearly. I pledge to carry forward his dream and for a better Emurwa Digir, and to ensure that his vision does not die with him. Many honorable members who attended the burial of our departed leader had an opportunity to interact with the people of Emurwa Digir and witness both the progress made and the opportunities that still exist for further development within our constituency. Indeed, we appreciate the strides that have been made over the years in the sectors of road infrastructure, education, rural electrification, agriculture, and establishment of important public institutions across our constituency. However, as the youngest and growing constituency, there remains a need for continued investment to expand road network, a matter on which I am already engaging relevant authorities. Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a need to improve access to clean and reliable water, enhance electricity connectivity to the last mile, strengthen agricultural support programs for our farmers. Mr. Speaker, I dream of schools where every child can learn in dignity and compete equally with children from other parts of Kenya. On healthcare, I am committed to working closely with the county government of Narok and relevant national agencies to ensure our health facilities, including a Murwa Digit Level 4 hospital, are well equipped, adequately staffed, and fully operational to serve our people effectively. Mr. Speaker, sir, the greatest strength of Murwa Digit is its people. They are resilient, industrious, and hardworking citizens whose potential, if well supported, can greatly contribute to both our local national economy. I look forward to working with various stakeholders to open more economic and employment opportunities for our youth across the 4 wards. Mr. Speaker, while acknowledging my legislative roles as per Constitution, particularly Articles 94 and 95, I undertake to exercise firm oversight over NGCDF to ensure that every cent allocated to Emurwa Digir serves the intended purpose. I also commit myself to ensuring fairness, transparency, and equity in allocation of bursaries so that no deserving child misses education because of poverty discrimination. or discrimination. As I conclude, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to acknowledge the resilience, strength, determination of the people of Emurua Digiri. For years, our people have endured hardship, marginalization, and neglect, yet they have never lost hope. Today, they look to this House with renewed optimism, and their voices shall finally be heard and their challenges addressed. I promise the people of Emurua Digiri that I shall serve them faithfully, protect their interests fearlessly, and I commit to being unifying factor in our bid to transform our constituency into a beacon of progress and opportunity. As I conclude, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to thank the following members of Parliament who came to support me way back in 2017, led by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, Honorable Tongoyo, Honorable Kibagendi, Honorable Ngogoyo, Honorable Parejo, Honorable Tongei Rebecca, among many others. Although I found Honorable Kibagendi and Ngogoyo not support the government, I would wish them to cross the floor to support the government of the day. May God bless Emurua Digiri and may God bless Kenya. Thank you so much.
What's your point of order, Honorable Mizigi? What's your point? Give her the mic. Give the Honorable Member for Taita Taveta, Haika Mizigi, the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I stand at the standing orders 95. Mr. Speaker, since we've had enough time adequately to contribute to the motion, Mr. Speaker, I will request that the mover to be called to reply, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I know. Order. Honorable members, let's have order. Take the nearest seat, honorable member. Order. MP standing there. Who is there? Well, my honorable member, take a seat. Take a seat. When the chair, order, Honorable Senate. Order. Honorable members, I now put the question that the mover be called upon to reply. As many as that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as contrary opinion say nay. No. The ayes have it. The ayes have it.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Before
you reply, I think there's one thing I wish to draw the attention of the House to, because it's important. Honorable members, please do read your standing orders. Do read your standing orders. 4 years into the House now, and I get the feeling that most of you have not read your standing orders. If you are sent out of the House and you fail or you refuse or you become a hero, the Speaker has no option but to call on the Sergeant at Arms to remove you. If you are removed by the Sergeant at Arms, action to be taken on refusal to withdraw. Standing order number 111. If any member shall refuse to withdraw when required to do so, by or under these standing orders, the Speaker or the chairperson of the committee, as the case may be, having called the attention of the House or committee to the fact that recourse to force is necessary in order to compel such member to withdraw, shall order such member to be removed, and such member shall thereupon, without question, be suspended from the House or from the service of the House for a minimum of 21 days and a maximum of 90 days. And shall during that such suspension forfeit the right of access to the President of the Parliament, and the Sergeant at Arms shall take necessary action to enforce the order. In addition to it, the member loses his... You know what I'm talking about. So when you want to become a hero, you better know the consequences. The consequences can be very severe. I've never had an opportunity to do that, and I will never want to do it. But I want us to have a lot of decorum and a lot of dignity here. And always there will be a balance. If you feel that you haven't been hard enough, the Speaker will always make sure there's a balance, proper balance. And all sides are hard properly. But this House has got to be a house of dignity. Proceed and reply.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank members. This is the very first time, Honorable Speaker, that we are discussing the budget bills with the House almost half full. In the past, we have always been a handful of us when we are discussing this finance and budget matter. So I want to thank members again. We have had a robust debate on this matter. But Honorable Speaker, there's something that I want to tell members. Budget committee transacts businesses from departmental committees. And every time we are executing budgets, we meet chairmen of committees where all of you sit. And they come to us with different resource requirements for each and every department and ministries. I wish to confirm that I have never seen, or we have never executed a budget where a ministry has been given their full resource requirements. We are always giving them a handful, hoping that in the supplementary estimates, we'll have a chance to give them more resources. Honorable Speaker, for example, Parliament, this Parliament, the resource requirement for Parliament is about 65 billion. We are only able to give them about under 50 billion. The resource requirement, for example, Honorable Speaker, for the police. Police requires about 220 billion. We have a gap of about 65 billion to police. Honorable Speaker, judiciary. The resource requirement for judiciary is about 40 billion. We have been able to allocate them just under 30 billion. Honorable Speaker, the resource requirement for State House is about 25 billion. As at today, when we are passing this supplementary too, State House has a gap of about 8 billion, which we are unable to fund them. So, Honorable Speaker, this debate about State House being overfunded needs to come to an end. And members, because you sit in these committees, you need to have a better understanding of the budget other than the public. So that when you come to the floor of the House and you start accusing us of giving more resources to State House, you need to have facts. For example, Honorable Speaker, the NIS has a funding gap of 30 billion that we are unable to resource for them. So we must agree that this House will never appropriate sufficient resources for each and every ministry, each and every department, and therefore we need to stop this politicization of budget. There is no politics in this budget. The allocation